Hey, what's Gucci Maquilas? I mean chinchillas and baby gorillas. You know, um, I'm inspired to make another video because I watched a video from Richard Grennan that I also shared on my community section. So make sure you subscribe and binge and stalk all my videos. Uh, you know, also from a talk that I had with a person I know about parenting. And the topic of this video is these cycles of parenting and children and what parenting is all about. See what I realized through that, watching that talk from Richard Grennan and from reflecting about my own experience is that and I'm testing you now because you can verify this when you look at your own life, okay? The biggest mistakes your parents did with you are connected to the persona of your parents, which sounds quite logic. What is the persona? The persona is the personality that your parents believe is very agreeable and that they like. It's an ego thing. It's what they want to be, what they identify as, according to Jungian psychology. So what your parents are convinced what they want to be and what they are and what they present, this is the identity, kind of one sort of identity. They parented you and projected this onto you, okay? So if one of your parents was a people pleaser, it could be you're a people pleaser too. But sometimes, of course, it also kind of backfires or reverses. So if one of your parents has temper tantrums, you might react hypersensitive on people who have temper tantrums and find it, because it activates this trauma. Because when a parent, which is a huge strong person, goes down on a small child and putting a temper tantrum on that child, blaming the child and making it responsible for the emotional dysregulation of a grown-up, this is causing a deep impact on the child. And when you as a grown-up person go through another person that has a temper tantrum now, this old trauma will be reactivated if you not work on it. And after Jungian psychology, you should do shadow work to integrate the parts that have been lost in this process, because you had two parents, they parented you as good as they could, and there are things lost in the process of your full potential that you're not aware of. And I'm not putting all responsibility to your parents, because now you're grown up probably, and now it's time for you to parent yourself and finish this job. Right now, the whole point of this video is that your parents will have something when you confront them with this. When you say, maybe, they will say, all right, maybe I did this mistake with you. But what they are not willing to do, what they're not gonna be willing to do, is to change this or even admit that this mistake that they did is connected to their personality, okay? Because, and this makes sense, when you're in your 60s, 70s, 80s, you will not start changing your core personality. You're probably not doing shadow work. You're not going to question everything you settled on in your life. No, you will now try to make peace with everything, okay? And this is okay. So the thing is, I'm not saying this to blackmail and blame all your parents and for the current situation and everything. No, it's time to take your own responsibility. And when you are a parent and parenting, you will do the same mistakes with your children. Not the same, hopefully, maybe at least different mistakes, but you will do your biggest mistakes with your children based on what you think who you are, because you have this conviction that what you are, what is right, the experiences you made will be the same of your children. And this is why in the worst case you try to coerce your children to have the same answers as you. But the thing is, your children may have a different experience than you. They might not struggle with the same problems you struggle with all the time, because your personality is attracting the problems that you struggle with. And when you are able to let your children have a different personality than yours, maybe a more complete, maybe a complete different personality, then your children don't need your experience, because of course you need to protect your children from dangers and risks. This is the basics of parenting, yes, but you don't need to push all the worldviews of you on them and take away the experience from them because you try to protect them from this experience you made. No, let them make their experience and let them make their own conclusions, and it's important that you're there for protection and company, but not to kind of pre-frame their way, because you will not be able to frame them a better way than your way, and you will not be able to frame them the same way that you went, and you maybe even don't want it for them. In other words, your children can make it better if you let them. But the thing is, parenting, in my opinion, we learn in our society very much, and this is important, how to help others, how to be open, how to be social, how to be empathetic. My daughter learns in school that the prefrontal cortex activity is very important, all the functional communication, and this stuff is very important, right? Ethical codes, moral codes. We need these people in society to make society work. But what we don't learn is what are the real dangers. We don't have initiation rites. We don't learn about the 5 to 10% in Western countries, DSM-5 people, dark tetrade people, really dangerous, codependent, abusive people. And when you're a people pleaser that only learn to be good and nice and open and helping, you will attract the worst of the worst people, and they will use your kindness against you. And I have not seen a school and not a lot of parents who prepare their children for this. And this is the job that we have to do as parents. We have to accompany our children and prepare them for reality. And if reality is that we have 5 to 10% of dark dryad, dark psychology people, and it is unavoidable. Contact is not avoidable. It will happen. It's reality. How many women are in some way vulnerable when they walk around at night? Children are vulnerable. Weak people are vulnerable. Vulnerable people are vulnerable. How many of these people have traumatic or negative experiences with weirdos or people who don't accept healthy boundaries? I believe like 100%. So why don't we? I mean, we do prepare. There are exceptions, but we need to prepare them better. We have to teach them. What they need is confidence and stubbornness and a high sense of self-worth in order, and much more. It's a super complex, almost impossible task. And again, we cannot even take the experience away from them. So they will encounter these people, they will feel it, they will get their hands burned as well. But still, we need to give them something that when it happens, and they in the aftermath, in the next moment, they reflect and say, this is what my daddy told me, this is what mama told me. There's these kind of people, they present themselves as victims. They try to gain your trust, and then they stab you in the back, or they idealize you. So we have to also teach our children that idealization is dangerous, okay? When they get idealized, don't do it. Show your children authenticity. If you idealize your children, it's child abuse, okay? Or if your children idealize something or someone, do not support this. Tell them, reflect with them about what they do, and what you can just sharpen their sense for this, and give them a healthy body chemistry, dopamine system. Don't give them these external reward systems, self-reward systems, sugar, this, that, social media. No, they have to become self-regulated people that know how to carry themselves through frustrating situations without using any substance. You know what I'm saying? This is the beginning of substance abuse, when you regulate your child with using sweets or other things. Is conditioning, conditional love. No. I just had to get this thought out of my mind into the social media. And you see, I'm struggling too with social media. I try to stop this. I don't want to put so many videos. I'm a human being too. I disciplined my life extremely, if you follow my videos, but I'm not here to tell you this. Just want to tell you that nobody is a saint, and we all going through things, and it's hard. It's also hard to find people that you can trust and talk about topics like this in real life. All right? Yeah. Okay. Stay safe. I'm out.